Hey everyone, welcome to Youth Bombs. I'm Craig.
And I'm Hallie.
And today we're doing a post-mortem of the Olympics.
2024.
Right. So, Hallie, first we should talk about the opening ceremony. What was that? Christians are frustrated. Many people are saying, look, this was disrespectful. This was wrong. The nudity, who thought of this and why?
Okay, that's one answer, and that is the French, right? So we been knew that these cheese-eating surrender monkeys waving their white flags, they're a little weird, they're a little off. They love art, right? And coffee and wine and cheese. So essentially, what we do know, it's going to be weird. It's going to be weird because of the country, right? Like in China, Beijing, they were all blah, 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 in unison, right? Because that's like the country. There's too many of them and they all think the same, right? So that makes sense. That was in your opening ceremony. So for France, they got a blue naked guy running around. That makes sense. It's France, right?
So a blue naked man represents the essence of France.
In my opinion, yes. So he was supposed to represent Dionysus, which is like the Greek god of wine and a good time, right? So the issue is it wasn't Dionysus, it was the Roman version. And in my opinion, Romans, they came in and they took everything Greek culture and they flipped it on its head and they said, oh, it's new and it's mine. Okay, that's fine. No. So it was some other guy. He has a different name under the Romans. And essentially they were saying that the Last Supper, it was quite literally the Last Supper. It wasn't the Last Supper, and Christians shouldn't be upset because it wasn't the Last Supper, right? It was simply, at that time, it was quite often for people to come together and feast on food and whatever and be together and enjoy each other's togetherness, and it wasn't necessarily the Last Supper. Y'all. You had the chick in the middle. Let's be honest. Was it a chick? Who knows? It looked like a chick. I don't know. And she had this crown on. What does that symbolize? It's like the halo in Christian artwork. It's just like so. I think they lied because they said it wasn't the Last Supper and Christians shouldn't be mad and they think it's all about them and ooh doo 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 doo. Well, it looks like the Last Supper.
Right. I mean, it's like, don't believe your lying eyes,
Why is the girl in the middle having a halo? Like, it doesn't make any sense because it looks like you knew what you were doing and now you're upset that you got caught, right? Like, you're not sorry that you did it. You're sorry that you got caught.
And there's not going to be any, repercussions. Like,
I don't think so.
No, they're going to go out and they're just going to be more famous and popular amongst their circles than they were before. And there's never any consequences for mocking Christians. So it's just like, no one's going to say, like, how could you have done this? Like, it's just going to be people with no institutional power who are frustrated, while everyone in power is saying, oh, great job, like those Christians deserve what they get.
Well, like, hypothetically, I think, next time Paris hosts, what they should do is, like, get a big, a big mountain, big cave looking thing, big rock formation, and they should have this big door, like huge, like kind of circular door that you have to push almost like a boulder, right? And they should bring the person with the torch, right, who coming into the Olympic ceremony to light the flame. They should put them into that cave, and then they should close the door, right? And it should be like two like Roman soldiers or something, like, and then they leave, and then they come back, and then they open up the cave, and the Olympic person with the torch isn't there. And that has nothing to do with the Bible or Christianity. It has there's no symbolism in that at all.
Right.
Okay. So another thing, what if they were all in hijabs? What if they were all in hijabs? Here's the thing. They might be all in yarmulkes. We know how the media treats anyway, right? But, like, what if that drag queen that was feeling up on themselves and dancing around on that red carpet or whatever they were doing, right, that catwalk, and what if they were wearing a hijab?
There would be mass outrage, right? I mean,
Yeah.
no question.
What if we, instead of the Last Supper, because it wasn't the Last Supper, what if we depicted the Prophet Muhammad, Like, what if we just did that in France?
Exactly. But they're not going to do it.
That has nothing to do with Islam. That has nothing to do with that.
Right.
I just wanted to have the Prophet Muhammad depicted. That's
totally
fine.
separate.
That's
of course.
Nothing to do with that. Anyway, okay. I think we beat that like a dead horse. Did you watch the Olympics at all?
No, I just watched the controversial parts.
Okay, so you're not a big sports guy.
Not particularly, no.
Shocker.
I just...
I'm kidding, Craig.
I'm just like, look, America wins, great.
Did we win, Craig?
Yeah, we won.
By how much, Craig?
Enough to win.
Okay, I think we tied China.
Well, hold on. That's with gold medals. We had
That's
the
what's
most.
Important.
We had the most medals.
Well, I watched some of it. I watched, even if the Americans weren't competing, I wasn't as interested, obviously, but I watched some of it. The breakdancing.
Oh my gosh.
The breakdancing. That was probably the best thing I've ever seen at the Olympics.
That was tremendous.
I laughed really hard. Was it Australia or Austria?
Australia.
Oh my gosh. Also, there was someone else, there was like a track meet, and the leader put his daughter, like his 15-year-old daughter, into this track meet, and God bless her, like everyone, the gun went off and everyone started sprinting, and this girl, she's like so young, she didn't practice, and she's just on the track. It's so funny. So I thought that was hilarious, and yes, that's not us, but it's funny. That break dancer was horrible, and that track and field runner was horrible, and I enjoyed watching their failures. That sounds so bad, but it was really funny.
Wild. I mean, who would have thought, like, you don't normally have this stuff. At each Olympics seems to just get crazier and crazier. There wasn't this much hubbub about the Olympics or this much controversy 2 years ago, 4 years ago.
I don't know. They were shooting up back in the Cold War. They're shooting up now. They've always shot up.
Yeah.
What are we doing this for?
Well, I mean, can you remember, like, 2022? What was the big controversy there? I don't think there was one.
2022? Where were we? Tokyo?
Perhaps.
What did Tokyo do? I don't even remember Tokyo. Tokyo's not doing good. They don't have enough people over there.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
But the point is that this Olympics was the most wild in at least recent memory. There hasn't been one quite like this for decades, I would say.
It was horrible. The opening ceremonies. I didn't watch all the closing ceremonies, but people are already, their thumbs are going on Twitter, on X, and they're saying that it's more of the same. It's more like anti-Christian, kind of just poking fun at the symbolism. I don't know. It was like some headless, like, I don't know. It kind of looked like Nike, the goddess Nike, which is like, she's like fast. I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't super into that in school, but it's like a headless statue with wings, and it's like slowly getting rose up, and it looks weird. Like, I don't know. I think it's more of the same, so I'm gonna have to go look and watch it, but I don't know. I'm excited for it to be here. I don't think it's gonna be much better if LA has anything to do with it, because didn't they spend like $1 million on a bathroom?
Sounds about right for LA.
And it's the ugliest public restroom you've ever seen.
They did.
It's so ugly. So imagine what they're gonna do with. Anyway.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll get regular beds and cardboard beds, because they usually get cardboard beds. All the athletes.
Do they?
They do.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So rough conditions.
I know, it is rough conditions.
The boxing match between the Italian female athlete and the individual with XY chromosomes had generated a great deal of controversy.
Yeah.
One punch and she was out.
45 seconds? 46 seconds?
It was short. And it's, look, you don't want men in women's sports. How did this even happen? What is going on? Some people are saying that this person is a woman. Well, I mean, look at the chromosomes first. That's gonna tell you.
Okay, Craig, have you seen the chromosomes?
It's XY.
You've seen them.
That's what's been reported.
That's what's been reported by who and where and what and why.
I mean,
because now the internet is a absolute minefield, and I got posts saying that it's a chick, posts saying it's not a chick. I don't know, because I haven't seen the chromosomes, and you're talking like you have.
I've read the reports. We can throw them on screen. And look, that's just the fact that this person has XY chromosomes and is not a woman. They say that they're a woman, but that's just like, trans women are real women and, all that.
Craig, if it comes out that this is an actual woman, you're going to look silly.
I've already seen it. I've already seen the details.
Okay.
So I know.
Well, you're going to have to show it to me because I was hesitant on saying it. If it's a guy, no, get him out. If it's a girl, okay, fair fight. The fact that both boxers, not only the first one, but the other one, Asian one.
I'm not.
Okay, there
was a second, right?
There's 2 boxers that have been disqualified in previous championships, whatever, because they couldn't confirm or their levels of testosterone was like way not right? Like that's quite literally why they weren't allowed to compete in those championships, because they couldn't verify if it was a woman, but they could verify that the testosterone levels were through the roof.
Interesting. So they were looking at other individuals and disqualified them, but not... Okay.
Yeah, and like both of the boxers, they said that they've experienced like, I fought women in the past and blah blah blah, but both of them I think were the same competition. They were denied to compete because they couldn't verify. But obviously the Olympics, what is it, the IOC, whatever, I don't know. They said, we go off the passport. We go off the passport. Oh, we don't know. That's so weird. We go off the passport. I don't know.
Yeah, they're just doing their thing. But look, we also have to remember regarding testosterone that men can have very low levels. So for instance, the Tri guys, very low levels, very pathetic, very sad, under 300 if I remember correctly. So not looking good for them. And all those people, XY chromosomes, men, beta men really. But
who are the Tri guys?
Oh, they're just a liberal channel. And
okay.
Yeah, from BuzzFeed.
Okay.
It's a mess.
Low T, no T. I've never seen T. They never will have T. Try, guys. Do not try. Is that what you're saying?
Right,
okay.
Right. Sad.
And I walked in there and I said, oh my God, where's the T? No, sorry. That's my Trump impression. What else about the Olympics? What are we talking about?
Well,
the boxers.
I did not see the closing ceremony.
Yeah.
Did you watch that? And so what can you tell us?
I watched the clip of the statue slowly flying up vertically. I watched the absolute beginning where what it was, I think everybody's probably seen this before, but the Olympics logo with the rings, the 3 at the top, 2 at the bottom. It started off with a bunch of little white minions bringing it kind of looked like Cirque du Soleil, which I'm surprised that they didn't do more of because that's a French show. I would imagine acrobats would be jumping off into pools, onto people's laps, out of their lap. You're right, like it would have been crazy like that, but it was not like that, I don't think. It was kind of like that. So these little white, like, minions, they were dressed all in white. That's what I mean. Not, like, skin color. But they were grabbing all of the rings, and then they bring it up, and then there was a gold statue person walking around, and he almost kind of looked disgusted by the minions at first, right? He was like, ooh, looking at the minions. And then they got all the rings up there. They floated up, and then they created a human pile. And then the gold man stood on the top of the human pile with all the little white minions. I don't know. That's all I saw. And then I came over here. But I saw a little clip, and it was of that statue. Like, I don't know, just floating up without a head. And people are kind of doing the same thing that they were saying for the opening ceremonies, where it's like it's chocked full of symbolism, it's disrespectful, and how would you feel if it was literally any other religion?
Sounds very abstract. I'm having trouble picturing it in my head.
Which, like, that's France.
Yeah.
Like, that makes sense. They protest every other weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they
Exactly.
do.
France, let's dance.
No, thank you.
No, okay.
I've never been there, and I don't think I really want to go.
Yeah, I mean,
I've heard it's dirty.
Paris is dirty. Yeah, it's not looking good, and it just continues to get worse. The state of the city is not good. They had their chance in June with their recent elections, and the Macronists and the radical left teamed up together to defeat the conservatives. So sad to see, but I think France will prevail in the end. It just is going to take some time.
Revolution. Liberté, fraternité, and something else. I don't think it's democracy, but it's like one of those.
Wasn't it egalite?
I think it's egalite.
Yeah.
All right. Good talk.
Well, thanks everyone so much for watching. We really appreciate it. We upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 1 p.m. If you'd like to reach out to us, feel free at youthbombs@alatrorepublicans.com. Thanks so much, everyone.